The show The Lone Gunmen was a conspiracy thriller TV show on Fox back in 2001. It was the direct spin-off of the conspiracy thriller show also on Fox, The X-Files. It was on in 2001. One thing I liked about this show is it got people to question the establishment in the United States. The show, The Lone Gunmen, was actually about three guys who called themselves The Lone Gunmen because they put out an independent conspiracy newspaper with the same name. They were three guys who questioned the government line on just about everything. They believed in conspiracies and political assassination conspiracies and all kinds of conspiracies within big business and the like. So it got people to question the establishment, which was a really great thing. One theory that I think kind of sums up the show comes from ancient Rome, and it's an old Latin cliche. It's called Cui Bono, who benefits? The show really can be summed up as those at the top of the pyramid, or those who benefited a lot or benefited the most, were behind the conspiracy. So those at the top of the deep state or at the top of the global end of the order were behind the plot. This theory is big in France. I know the French are really into this theory because France has been around about 1,000 years as a country, a lot older than the United States. And the French are not naive about coups, government plots, assassinations, conspiracy, etc., etc., etc. So this theory is really big in some European countries like France. Like I said, the show can be summed up with that particular theory. In the show, or the show rather, went off the air in 2001 due to low ratings. The show basically couldn't make it because of the ratings, and not enough people were basically watching it. So the show had some problems when it came to ratings. One episode in the show actually kind of predicted something like 9/11. This episode aired 6 months before 9/11 happened, and in the particular fictional plot, there was things in the plot about the government or big business crashing planes into buildings to justify more wars because there's so much money in war. So it was a very, very interesting plot that sort of predicted 9/11 on a fictional level, which is quite interesting. It was all fiction, but it predated 9/11 by about 6 months. So that's quite an interesting thing about the show. The idea of the show is not if to question, but whom to question. People should be questioning government authority and authority in higher circles of power. People should be questioning their government and thinking independently. Nobody should just blindly believe government authority on really anything, especially when it comes to government commissions or things that do not add up in society. If you look at history, human nature never really changes. The names change, but human nature and the nature of government or the idea of government doesn't completely change. It's just the names that change. So people need to keep questioning authority, and we need guys like this out there in the plot that are thinking independently and questioning government authority on many types of issues and things. We need people like this, especially now when things don't add up from the government. You need people like this out there questioning it and thinking independently about it. Once again, thank you for your time. Thank you for your consideration. Please make a note that my next video is going to be on the 1970s TV show Maude and why I think it's a really important show when it comes to politics and independent thinking and things like that. I hope to see you in the next video. It's free to subscribe.